Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with a Metro Exodus video, and in this video I'm going to show you all 12 of the possible upgrades for Artyom's suit. I'm also going to show you an optional 13th upgrade. This will get you the Dressed for Success achievement / trophy, as well as unlock all of these upgrades which you can put onto your suit. I'll be doing them in VOLGA and Caspian and showing you the first available possible place to get them for each of the upgrades. However, a lot of them repeat themselves later on in the game. So you might come across some of these later on in the game, even if you have come across them in VOLGA, for example. The first one was the compass, available in the plain not far from the Aurora where you spawn. And then later on, we can find one available in here. I showed you the map location. You go inside, there's a note, and there's also the extended filter. The first upgrade was a compass. You can add the compass to your wrist to show you where your current objective is. And the extended filter is obviously a filter that lasts a little bit longer. Now next, I'm going to show you how to get the night vision goggles, and in this area there is a prisoner. If you sneak your way through and kill all of the enemies, you can let the prisoner out of his cell, or talk to him rather, and he will give you a key. We can then use this key later on in the level to get night vision goggles. The reason I have X out of 12 is because the game doesn't count these as an upgrade. However, I would recommend grabbing them because there is an achievement or trophy called Kaleidoscope, specifically for using the night vision goggles later on in the game. So that's why I'm going to be including them in the video. They are an upgrade. They go to the same menu as all of the other upgrades, but for some reason the game doesn't count them as one of the 12 needed.
Though you are a heretic,
To purify them. Here, take this key. You're a sinner anyway, and there might be something of use for you there.
Additionally, in the same building as the key for the night vision goggles, we can find ammo pouches. I recorded these as two separate clips because I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about the night vision goggles. I didn't realize there was an achievement or trophy specifically tied to them. But if you come in through the bottom door, which you can open from the backside, you should find them on the box right here. If you don't have that door open, just go inside, work your way around. Then we have the throwing weapons harness available also in VOLGA. This one is going to be located inside of the small gas station. Obviously, the enemies have been taken out, and there is a note in the area which I'll be grabbing first. But after you grab the note, you can make your way to the back room. You have to melee through the lock in order to open the door. And then inside of the back room, on the bench in the back left, you can find the throwing weapons harness, which obviously allows you to carry more throwing weapons like frags, molotovs, and knives. Next up, we've taken a boat to this small island, and here we're going to be able to grab the battery charge controller. There are a couple of fishermen here, as well as a safe house, and there is a little bit of a puzzle to do in terms of getting this one. You'll see that you'll need to power a generator, and in order to power that generator, you need a small canteen of gas. All of the canteens are empty except for one that's located right here. I've already picked it up. I've already brought it into this little area, and I've already powered the generator. And you'll have to interact with the generator to turn it on, which will open the doors inside of the building that we're about to head to. So go inside of the building, and you'll notice that you'll be able to interact with some of the switches now on the left, and that'll allow you to open up this door. Now you can go through the door and then to the second room, and there's a small ramp that leads kind of up onto the top, and then you can drop down into a small hole, and from here you can interact with an electricity panel and work your way back to the kind of beginning area of this small bunker. And now you'll have access to the second door. Go through that second door, and you'll be able to interact with another kind of electricity lever on the wall, and that'll shock a body. And once you do that, you'll be able to pick up the battery charge controller right off of it. From that island, we've now proceeded onto the kind of other piece of mainland, and you can find this small little outpost here. You can find the reinforced helmet inside of a small room here. You take less damage from headshots, basically. Then later on in VOLGA, you make your way down into this kind of somewhat optional area on the bottom of the map. There is a collectible here. with the silo, you can find the teddy bear. That's a separate achievement or trophy. You can also find a note inside of this little bunker, but you can also find the metal detector, which is something you can strap to your wrist in order to help you find resources. Last but not least, in VOLGA, we can actually get our night vision goggles. We need the key from the clip earlier in the video, and we have made our way all the way to the terminal. When inside the terminal, you should be able to locate this door with some electricity bolts kind of near it, and you should be able to open it up and go inside to find the night vision goggles. I think you can also work your way here through the back, but it's a lot more difficult, takes a lot longer. But eventually in this room, you can pick them up and then equip them. You'll obviously want to use them during the nighttime. We've now moved our way to Caspian. This is the first possible time you can find the motion scanner. As you follow the road using the vehicle, you'll come across this base, and you'll probably want to clear out all the enemies. I did, but then I ended up loading my quick save, so they all respawned. And basically, you want to work your way into the boat that kind of straddles the road and goes above it. Work your way to the second floor. None of these enemies will mind you. There's a couple of collectibles I will kind of grab on the way. But essentially, you have to make your way up the ladder, then across the boat, and up another couple of stairs and ladders onto the highest part of the boat. And there you should be able to find the motion scanner. This is an addition. This is also going to be like a wrist strap thing you can add to your wrist in order to see enemy movement as you play the game. If you want to play stealthy, the motion scanner is not a bad idea. Next, we can find the extra bright flashlight, which obviously makes your flashlight extra bright. Not far from where the lighthouse is as one of your main objectives. Before reaching it, on the left side of the road, you may see a small docked boat. There's a lot of boats here, as this was the Caspian Sea and there is no longer any water. But if you go inside, watch out for the trap. There's a frag grenade trap that might kill you. You want to take that out and then grab the 9th out of 12 upgrades. Not far from the previous location, I have decided to go through some objectives, but ended up kind of coming back to the same area. There is this hidden base, and after you kill all of the enemies, you should be able to take this ladder up. You'll find a note, and you'll also find armored glass for your helmet, or your mask rather. And this basically just prevents the glass on your mask from shattering. However, you can only kind of equip one head equipment at a time. So I don't know if I'd recommend this over the reinforced helmet. Much later on in the Caspian level, you can see where my objective is on the map. On my way there, I kind of stumbled upon this hangar base. It seems like maybe an old airport or an old plane storage facility. There is a large kind of communications tower, control tower. You'll work your way into this building. A lot of enemies will come out, so be prepared. But you got to make your way all the way to the top where you can find a safe house, a couple of resources, as well as the NVD amplifier, which is a fancy term for an upgrade to the night vision on your night vision goggles. It ends up kind of combining night vision with heat vision, and it makes it a lot easier to use them in not very low light conditions. So if you're looking to play with night vision, you definitely want this one. Last but not least, number 12 out of 12, we have our consumables carrier in the Caspian area. And for this one, you're going to go to the location on the map. You'll see the road kind of splits to a tall part and a lower part. You want to follow the lower part. Feel free to bring your car. I decided to kind of go on foot for this section. All the way at the end, there's a cave where you can pick up this upgrade / collectible, whatever you want to call it. And one thing to keep in mind about this is that it's a consumables carrier, which allows you to carry more consumables. So things like med kits and filters, if you want to carry more of those, you now can. Also, all of these upgrades you can attach to your character anytime via one of the workbenches in the game. So make sure you take a look at that and pick a loadout that you enjoy. You should also unlock an achievement or trophy for doing all of this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope the video was helpful. Special thanks to the amazing people on Patreon for supporting the show. Shout out to Double O, and hopefully I see you next time. Peace!